Hi, my name is Christine Byrne, and I've chosen to do prompt 1 for exam video 7, discussing a hypothetical situation for a phylogenetic tree. So phylogenetic trees are used to visually display the evolutionary relationships between organisms and their common ancestors. Specifically, they allow us to examine the differences between operational taxonomic units, or OTUs, which are categorically defined groups of organisms. So let's jump into an example. Here are a few household items I collected and labeled and will be using to create a phylogenetic tree. The kind of tree I'll be making is known as a rooted tree because it graphically displays the relative distance between OTUs, giving us insight into how closely related each one is to another. The key element here is including an outgroup, which is an OTU that diverged at an earlier point than the others, acting as a reference point. Here's a closer look, but let's break it down a bit further. Here's the tree redrawn. The branches of the tree, shown in purple here, are the lines that connect each OTU to their most recent common ancestor with another OTU, and where each branch meets the next within the tree is known as an internal node. This designates that a common ancestor exists at that distance between OTUs. The internal nodes are shown in blue. Now, as evolution goes, populations of organisms are constantly changing and adopting new traits even before distinct speciation happens. Anagenesis is the term to describe the evolution of a single lineage over time. So represented in green, this lineage is changing from point A to point B, but no splitting has occurred yet. Anywhere that a single lineage splits into two is known as cladogenesis and is represented in red. Once this occurs, the split branches evolve separately, leading to diversification. Lastly, we talked about the outgroup being the OTU that diverged at the earliest from the common ancestor, so in this scenario, we see that the outgroup is the pencil. Now that we understand the workings of a phylogenetic tree, I'll get into the OTUs I chose for this example. I chose 8 items from around my house that were similar in that they all comprise some form of a paper product. From the tree I drew, we see that the manila folder and the envelope are closely related, and this is because both share the trait of being able to encapsulate something, but in their own ways. Next, sticky notes and notebook paper are also closely related because they share the trait of being blank slates for the purpose of writing on, but differ in size and when they might be used. These two also share a common ancestor with the book because a book is essentially a stack of pieces of paper that have been written on. Next, we have paper towels and napkins that I drew as closely related and shared a common ancestor with toilet paper. Moving on through the tree, we see that the manila folder and envelope share a common ancestor with a sticky note, notebook paper, and book due to similar function of containing information in some capacity. There is then a common ancestor between those groups and the toilet paper, paper towel, and napkin groups due to the general makeup of all being paper. Lastly, I included the wooden pencil as the outgroup, signifying that it is not specifically a paper product, but like paper, shares the common ancestor of originally diversifying from a tree.